Yo, yo, yo.
What up, 3 times?
It's your boy, LJ.
It's your boy, Hans. Me and you were talking about the Meek Mill joint, too.
The Meek Mill album?
Yeah, the championships.
Yeah, the championships is fire.
But the question is, you feeling that over wins and losses?
I wasn't feeling it over wins and losses, personally. Don't get me wrong, they both fire. Like, they're both great Meek projects. And you can obviously hear the growth between both. But I think just more in the time frame or the frame of mindset I am in right now, as far as like music, wins and losses still resonates with me more. The championships, pardon me. Like, maybe like a couple years from now, like, you know what I'm saying, championships would be like, oh shit, like, yo, I didn't appreciate it back then, but like, I appreciate it. But for right now, for like all the like emotions and all the moods I'm in, wins and losses kind of fits more so the moods, and you know what I'm saying, like, it fits more so where I'm at personally right now. You know, like, I've never been to jail. You know, like, I don't think I've been racially profiled before. You know what I'm saying? So like, a lot of that shit, don't get me wrong, it makes sense and it's happening, and I see it and I know it's happening and shit. But I can feel it, but I can't feel it because I've never really been through it. You know what I'm saying? So to whereas other shits like on wins and losses, like, I feel them shits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel those shits.
I went back and listened to wins and losses because I was up in the air on it. I think right now I got them about even, but I think championships probably is gonna win out just because the content sounds a little bit more mature. Matter of fact, I'll say this. I've been getting a lot of hell for bashing 444 because, you know, I'm a big J guy. Not a big 444 guy.
Still can't fuck with him for not fucking with 444.
Still not a big 444. But this is why I like championships more than I like 444. 444 was a grown man album. I get it and all that. But I feel like we only got one part of Jay. Meek gave us everything. He gave us the introspective Meek. He gave us the party Meek. Like, we got all sides of Meek on one album. I like that. I like that. Like, I don't want to just get one part of an artist on an album. I want to get all the facets. Like, did we need a 444? Probably, but if you was over 35, son, if you needed 444 to tell you that and you over 35, you gotta hang around better people. Like, I'm not even like,
that's a fact too. That's
like, there's nothing. He said don't cheat on your girl, son. You need somebody to tell you don't cheat on your girl.
At 35.
Like, come on, what we doing? So I get it. It was cool, but I'm like, I need everything. I don't want to listen, like, taking that album on a road trip ain't gonna happen. But with Meek, I can hear Meek getting some serious stuff on championships where he talk about prison reform, and then at the same time, I can circle back and hear Meek Uptown Vibes with Fab and some that don't even speak English.
Uptown Vibes, that shit is a whole wave, bro.
What's your favorite track on the album?
On the Meek shit?
Mm-hmm.
On Me with Cardi B. That's my favorite track, bro. That shit give me turk. You feel me? That shit give me lit. Yo, Meek was riding the shit out that beat, pause. You feel me? Then Cardi came to do it there. Yo,
who had the better verse?
Meek.
Meek got a better verse?
But I heard Meek wrote Cardi B shit too.
I ain't gonna put that on. I don't know who did that, but that's definitely a dope song.
My man Meek was wildin' on that, man. My man took my spitting out her mouth and shit. Y'all give my man Meek a lot of help for that shit.
Word.
Y'all low key be spitting in people's mouths and y'all just don't be knowing that it be happening. But it be happening. Either y'all ignore it. Y'all know it be happening to y'all. Y'all be fronting like it don't be happening to y'all. Don't give my man Meek no slack for that.
Crazy.
That's dope, Meek. That's
crazy.
Fire. Welcome back.
That's a fact.
Welcome back. You did Brooklyn justice, man, because you probably made the most New York sounding album, and you're not from New York, bro. So shout out to you for that, because we needed an album that sounded like New York, and sadly, our New York niggas has been letting us down.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. The only album I heard that was as New York as Meek's is Jim Jones. Outside of Jim, he has a good point that sounds like a very New York album with that.
This nigga's in love with that wasted. What is it? Wasted talent.
Look at that album is hard, man.
Bro, that shit maybe got like 2 bangers on it. The banging with Mozzie is fire, and then maybe like one more track on it that's fire, man. But Jim hasn't been the same nigga since Hustler's Poem either, nigga. Like,
that was a hard Jim album too. That was a hard
crazy.
But I would agree with you to that fact. Up until like I thought Hustler's Poem was his last best joint before this one. Like, I think this one here.
Nah, I think Hustler's Poem is still top in my book, man. And man, like I said, maybe it's the times and shit that, you know what I'm saying, but I don't think it gets better than that, man. So As y'all can see, I ran through this Wendy's already.
Yeah, he went through it quick.
I was hungry, man. I ran through it, so.
I know you said you really wasn't feeling the diplomatic ties.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that either, man. Growing up as a Dipset fan, Joel Santana was always my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Joel Santana was somebody who I feel like embodied not only the New York sound, but New York swagger, personality. Like, Joel Santana wasn't the toughest nigga in Dipset, but he wasn't the pushover nigga either. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of always sat well with me because, like I said, you don't need a nigga to be the toughest nigga. You just need him to spit bars. You need him to be fly. You know what I'm saying? He embodied everything that Harlem was to me at that time.
Santana got bars?
Shit, nigga, you crazy. Santana was the best nigga in Dipset for a while, bro. I don't know what happened to him in this album, but it was always Joel Santana, Cameron, Jim Jones. And not saying that they rank, obviously this is my favorite to worst, but not saying they're all trash. You feel me? Or not saying Joel Santana is
the worst one, doesn't mean he's the best.
That don't mean he's terrible, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I did it. Like, nigga, Joel Santana come on the track swagging. Beamer Benz and Bentley, he killed that shit.
He rocked off.
You know what I'm saying? The What the Game's Been Missing album is still fire. Like, Jim Jones used to spit shit, man. Shot Tiz was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened, whether it was like when he took time off and he had the legal issues and all that shit, man. Then supposedly he don't got no teeth. I seen some who do this shit, man. It's like it's like, I don't know if it's Complex or it's like some show, and they got like a little show on YouTube where basically rappers come on the show and showcase their jewelry and shit. So they had Dipset on there. So it was Joel Santana, Jim Jones, and Freaky Zeke. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about the album, and then they talking about their jewelry and shit. And yo, this nigga Joel Santana, you could tell that the teeth in his mouth wasn't the teeth in his mouth. Because he was like, every time he was talking, you could tell his mouth looked mad weird, moving like he was still getting used to the veneers in his mouth and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know when you, like, alright, so we got a lot of young people that watch this shit, but we got some old people in this shit too. And if y'all got any like parents or grandparents that had teeth removed and got fake teeth in their mouth, you can sometimes kind of tell when they first get it that it's fake because just the way they move their mouth, they look uncomfortable talking and they sound weird. But he sounded crazy, bro, and that's my man's, and I hated seeing him like that, bro. And it's only gonna get worse because now you about to go to jail. It's only gonna get worse, bro. You gonna be in jail and shit. You gonna go to bed. You gonna take your teeth out and put it in the sink yourself. They gonna laugh at you, bro. Like, that shit hurt, man. You feel me?
Yeah, I think with me growing up with Dipset, it was always Cam, Jim, Santana. Now I don't even think it's that we can dispute that Jim Jones rapped the best in Dipset right now. Jim. Okay, my friend, before we even go to Jim, can we say Cam fell off a little bit? Can we say that? We allowed to say that? Are we not allowed to say that? Well, I'm gonna say it anyway. Cam is not rapping better than Jim right now. I don't care. We can go verse for verse on the album. Cam is not rapping better than Jim right now.
I don't have enough time or patience to listen to the album again. Like, I gave it a fair assessment. I would fart on all those bars.
I listened to it a couple of times. I feel like it could have been better. At the same time, I feel like I can listen to it on a ride. If I'm riding, I want to vibe out to that Heatmakers type sound. Heatmakers killed all the tracks on there.
I ain't gonna hold you. It would never get no runtime again. Never.
I like the joint.
That's what's up, man.
I thought it was average. I'm not gonna say it was great. It was good. It wasn't bad. It was like in the middle.
It was bad.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I like to hear Jim on them tracks, boy. Jim was banging on them tracks on that Heatmakers. Santana, I've never been like a huge Santana fan, but I like the vibe he brings to the whole set. I thought Cameron could have came hard. I love Cameron. I thought Cameron could have came hard and won a joint. So, you know, I feel like overall it was an average product. It was cool. It's good to hear them together, but
to be honest with you, I feel like Jim Jones is just feeding to put out a body of work with Dipset that everybody just like, all right, come on, Jim.
That's what it did feel. Yeah, that's what it did feel like.
And that shit, it didn't sound genuine. It didn't sound like everybody was as excited to be a part of that project. And it sounded like they did it. It sounded like they were forced to do it for the money, and they tried to do it for the culture, but it was more so. You could tell it sounded like it was more so for the check. You know what I'm saying? Because Jim Jones is really the only person that sounded like he really wanted to do this shit.
That's a fact.
And like I said, man, like, that's not good when you're making music, man.
That's
like,
a fact, though.
That shit, That shit is hard to make good music when everybody is not as passionate about making the same type of music as you are. So I ain't with that shit.
See, I think that's why Wu-Tang albums be suffering late. Like the last couple, it's like
I don't think I think they're way past their time. No offense.
Yeah, I just think that it's like what you said though.
Yeah,
like
they're legendary, but
it's 8 of them, probably more than that. Like you can't get everybody want to be motivated at the same time.
Exactly.
Like it's too hard. Like
way too hard.
That's why we'll get a dope Raekwon album, we'll get a dope Ghost album because they by themselves, they in their zone. But whenever you try to get all them people together to do a Wu-Tang album, it's never going to live up to the Wu-Tang that we used to listen to because everybody not going to be motivated the same to come out and split the bars or whatever. So
that's that.
West Coast in the winter. Steak, lobster, and some shrimp, that's for dinner. Eating more, but a nigga getting slimmer. You a lame. Bitches scrolling left, way into the